Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me this morning. Welcome to SolidWorks 2013 Tech Days, spring cleaning, regular computer maintenance, and clean installs. My name is Dennis Barnes, and I'll be presenting the material today. What I'd like to do is talk a little bit about MCAD. Briefly, we were founded in 1989. We've been a SolidWorks VAR since 1997. We're actually currently one of the top 10 VARs in North America. You can take a look here at the slide and see what our office locations are. We have a few in the west and in the far northwest. And here's some information about our technical and sales staff. Quite a broad spectrum of experience that we have. If you didn't know anything about MCAD, this are the things that we can do for you. We can provide SolidWorks support. We can do 3D printing for you, contract engineering. We also have a tech blog that's quite informative. We produce a newsletter for the SolidWorks users. We provide SolidWorks training. This is a webinar, obviously, that you've been invited to. And we provide live events throughout the entire year. We also have open labs at our offices. And we do some lunch and learns. There's a list on the right there of all the classes that we do provide on-site or customized for your training needs. Let's just get right into it here. Let's talk about which kind of car you think is going to perform better. On the left here we have a clean car. On the right we have a dirty car. So let's say you fill it up with gas and you drive till the tank is empty. Which car do you think is going to actually go farther? Well, the real scientific results say that the clean car actually performs better because there's less wind resistance on the surface of the car, providing better gas mileage and a more efficient use of the fuel. This was actually a myth that was busted. You guys, if you know anything about Mythbusters, they actually thought that maybe a dirty car would be better because the dimples, like in a golf ball, reduces the wind drag, but that myth was busted, and it's not real science, but it does work. So let's talk about your computer. We're going to be covering these topics this morning very quickly. We're going to talk about why and when to clean your computer. We're going to talk about physical cleaning. We're going to talk about the different things about how we clean it. We're going to talk about data backup, how to update your software, how to uninstall and remove your software, what tools we can use to help clean the hard drive, and how to do a clean software installation and how to get those customized settings that we know that you all use back onto your SolidWorks software. So let's talk about why and when you want to clean your computer. Typically, you want to clean it. Let's talk about why first. Why do you want to clean it? Physically, you want to clean it to keep it from overheating. You want to minimize all the overhead inside your software to improve your performance. It actually will free up disk space if you get rid of some of those unused programs. If you organize your files a little better, it makes it easier for you to find the stuff that you need to work on, and it can actually help you to repair some software problems that you might be having. When do you want to clean? Typically, you want to do a maintenance when you get a new software release, when you install a new piece of software, or you could set up a monthly cleaning schedule, maintenance. When you complete a large project in SolidWorks, it's a good time to just get in there and reorganize things, get things back in regular fashion for you, more efficient organization. Or if something's going wrong with your computer, it's really a good time to start doing some maintenance and just do a complete overhaul if you start seeing some stability issues with your software. Let's talk about how we're going to clean our computer. We'll just dive right in here. If you physically have a computer, physically have a tower, then it's a good idea to clean it on the inside and the outside. A tower is just a big collector of dust bunnies, so there's not always good filters on the fan, so you may get debris inside the tower there. We want to make sure that you back up important data periodically. You need to make sure your software is up to date. Unclutter your hardware. Use the cleanup tools, and possibly uninstall and reinstall some software that you may be having stability issues. So you ever have a tower that looks like this? This is definitely something that's in need of physical cleaning. So basically, you take the side off, the side of the back of your computer tower off there, and you get in there with some compressed air, and you just, or a vacuum actually, and you start sucking up all these uh, unwanted residents and the fuzz bunnies that you see there. Dust and fuzz bunnies are pretty bad for your fans. They can cause other components to overheat. So if you do use compressed air, it's really important that you use something to keep the fans from spinning at too high a speed, because that can burn the bearings. So just stick a pencil or a straw or something in the fan there when you use the compressed air to keep those things from spinning up too high. These are the things you're going to want to really concentrate on. Make sure you get all the dust bunnies from around the fans. Clean the heat sinks really carefully. Use a soft brush to knock off any debris and get those off of there if the compressed air doesn't work. And then make sure your cable connections are all really seated well, because those can cause other problems with resistance and overheating as well. Let's talk about backing up your data. So however you want to do it, you can either back it up on a CD, DVD, external hard drive, the cloud. You can, probably the good thing to do is just to do an entire backup, just in case you have a complete system failure. But usually what you're going to want to do is just back up the important files that you use, the data files, the day-to-day things, email, and so forth like that. So, like I said, system backup, documents, pictures, and program settings. The program settings are something that you do in SolidWorks to customize your icons, your graphics area, size, and information inside your menus and so forth inside SolidWorks. So first of all, we're going to talk about updating your software. Windows is pretty good about reminding you that you have to do an update. It'll come through and notify you that you have some updates to do. Typically, this can happen when you do shutdown on your computer. If you're one of those who never shuts down your computer, typically your updates are going to pile up on you. So what you can do is just shut down your computer periodically, once a week or once a month or so forth, and then gather all those updates, the Windows updates. You definitely want to make sure that your antivirus is up to date, so you should set that on automatic updates so that it doesn't wait too long before it does an update, because there's some statistics about how many viruses are created every day, so it's very important to keep your antivirus software up to date. So this is someone's desktop, not mine, obviously. I try to keep mine pretty organized, but this is a very cluttered desktop, and basically what you're going to want to do here is look at some of the software that you've downloaded that you just used once to do something. Maybe you used it to convert some file from one format to another, or it was a piece of freeware that you wanted to, shareware or something that you wanted to demo and see what it acted like. So any unused programs that you have, you might as well just get in there and uninstall as many of those as you can. Keep the computer running a little bit more efficiently. The MS config startup is the thing that check your things that start up. These are the startup files, the programs that start up automatically when you power up your computer. This will take your computer a long time to update, not update, but boot, if you have a lot of programs that have to be started up as the boot proceeds. And then any files that you've just kind of collected, or temp files or anything like that, is a good idea to go ahead and remove those from your hard drive. Just help free up that space. Let's talk now about what kind of tools we can use to help clean up our computer on the inside there of the software. So Microsoft Disk Cleanup is one of the tools we can use. SolidWorks RX is one of the tools we can use, and Microsoft Disk Defragmenter is one of the tools. So we're just going to proceed right on to the MS Disk Cleanup. Basically, you get to this through your Start menu, System Tools, and you select Disk Cleanup from your System Tools. What it's going to do is it's going to do an analysis of your hard drive, and it's going to decide what you can live without. So it goes through and it does an analysis, and it will select all of these different file types that you could possibly delete. Downloaded program files, temporary internet files, game statistics, recycle bin. That recycle bin gets pretty full periodically, so you do want to clean that up on a pretty regular basis. You can actually use this to clean up some system files that were unnecessarily downloaded, or you can view the files that you want to delete and decide whether you want to do them manually. You click OK on this, and it will automatically delete all of the files and free up as much space as it indicates there. The next thing you can do is go to the SolidWorks RX. If you've had SolidWorks for a while, you may not be aware that this tool exists. Basically, this is going to be under your SolidWorks folder, and then under your SolidWorks Tools folder, and it's called SolidWorks RX. The first thing it's going to do is it's going to come up and do an analysis of whether or not of all the diagnostics that are being run for your computer. So it'll open on this page, and then as soon as you move to the next tab, which is the diagnostics tab there, it'll show you the outcome of the diagnostic results. If you need to reload them, you can click on this button to reload those. It'll determine whether you have a good your system manufacturer is what your system manufacturer is. More importantly, it'll check your video card to see if it's actually a certified video card for SolidWorks, and if it's not, it could ask you could actually download the latest driver for that as well from right here. So it looks at how much is if the operating system is supported, if you've set an environmental variable, what your backup directory is, how much free space you have, and how much system memory you have. Then on the System Maintenance tab, we're going to skip past the Troubleshoot tab and go straight to System Maintenance. Basically, you can actually start maintenance, and it'll do the install there. It'll run the Maintenance tab, and it will clean these directories. So you could have a SolidWorks backup directory, a temporary directory. It actually goes to your Windows temp directory, which is a duplicate of what comes up when you do the Windows maintenance. Same thing as this temporary internet files. If you have other folders that you put scrap or scratch files in, you can actually select these, and it'll clean these too for you. You could actually run a disk error and a disk defragmenter from this SolidWorks RX file. I don't recommend running this because this defragmenter typically takes quite a long period of time. So when you do it, when you select run the maintenance, you can run it now, or you can schedule it for a later time, and it'll go through and do all these things from the RX maintenance. And then as it goes through the maintenance, it tells you that it's done all these things. The last tool we're going to look at here is the disk defragmenter. Okay, this is a Windows tool. It's in the System Tools area. And what it's going to do is it's going to do an analysis of your hard drive, and it's going to determine whether you have fragmentation issues in your file. Basically, when you run the analysis, it will go through and find out how much of your disk has been fragmented, and if it's over a certain percentage, it will recommend that you defragment. And then when you click on defragment, what it's going to do is it's going to take all these pieces of files, all the fragmented files that are in red here, and it'll rewrite them into continuous spaces, so it'll be solid blue box. And it'll free up, you'll see what will happen here. This would be the disk space after defrag and before defrag. On large files, this will take quite a long period of time, so this might be something you want to set up to run overnight. So the next thing we're going to talk about is how to do a clean software install. We're going to need the SolidWorks installation files. We're going to need to make sure that you have your serial numbers recorded down. Make sure that you're logged in as a local admin. Make sure you turn off user account controls. Temporarily disable the antivirus software. So before we do that, we're going to make sure we copy our settings. And I'll show you how to do that. Make sure your files are backed up. You might want to transfer your activation off of your SolidWorks machine. If you do an uninstall, it will ask you to do that. prior to doing the uninstall, it's a good idea to do a transfer of the activation in case something goes wrong. That software will be available if you have to do a reinstall, a complete operating system reinstall on your machine. You go through delete program information, and then you're going to reinstall SolidWorks and restore your settings. So let's talk about how we get our custom settings off of SolidWorks. One of the tools that we use, or the tool primarily that we use to save our settings, basically these are file locations, default files, any menu customization or shortcut customization that you've created in SolidWorks can be saved using the Copy Settings wizard. So including save views here. So you click on the Copy Settings wizard. Here's the dialog that comes up. Basically, you're going to use the button that says Save Settings, and it will save a settings called SLD-REG file. You're going to put it in, browse to whatever folder you want to put it in, and put it in there. These are the settings that you can save. And you click on Finish, and it will write that file to your directory there. If you have files that you've customized beyond the standard installation, you're going to want to back these up as well. These would include document templates, design library files, drawing sheet formats, weldment profiles, and your Toolbox data folder. If you use Toolbox extensively, there's going to be quite a bit of customization that you've done in there for part numbers, descriptions, and so forth for the fasteners in your projects. So the first thing you're going to want to do here before you do an uninstall of SolidWorks is to open SolidWorks, go to the Help menu, and select Transfer License in the Help menu. It's right there. It'll bring up this dialog saying to activate transfer your SolidWorks product. You're going to want to do it automatically over the internet. Make sure you click on Select All and then click Next. It'll give you I'm sorry, I just lost my words there. It will give you an activation response that says that the transfer has succeeded, so it will acknowledge that you completed that transfer. So what we're going to do is proceed through the, if you go to the control panel, go to Programs and Features, select these products from the drop down there, the list of products. So older versions of SolidWorks, any add-on products that you have, PDMWorks, eDrawings, DraftSite, so forth. And then using SolidWorks using the advanced options uninstall. So when you select the uninstall for SolidWorks, it brings up the installation manager. And you're going to select what products are currently available here, what you want to uninstall. This is a listing of all the products that come with the standard installation there. And then you're going to click on Advanced Options Change. When you get into the Advanced Options area, it's going to have you select Program Files and Folders, Registry Entries, Data Files and Folders. You already did downloaded files, so you don't have to worry about that. And then it'll go in, it'll give you this list of files that are going to be deleted, removed when it does the installation. And it says, because you use the advanced options, that you've selected items to delete that are not part of the standard uninstall. A reboot might be necessary to remove these selected items. Do you want to continue? Yes. So now it starts the progress bar to show that you are removing SolidWorks from your system. When that's done, you'll get a dialog that says the uninstall process is complete. You're going to go ahead and reboot your computer unless you want to uninstall some of the prerequisites. So these are the prerequisites that were installed when you did the very first install of SolidWorks. These are things that SolidWorks needs that run in the background for our SolidWorks installation. One of them is Microsoft Visual Studio 2005 tools for applications and remote debugger. Also Microsoft.NET Framework, Client Profile, and Extended are installed. Also Microsoft Visual C++ 2005, 2008, and 2010. And more recently, Bonjour has been included as part of the prerequisites. So if you wanted to do a complete clean uninstall, these prerequisites would be removed as well from that same list of programs. By the way, this is optional, like this dialog says. So these are the folders that are going to end up still in your on your C drive after you do the uninstall. You can delete all of these folders: SolidWorks Corp, x86 SolidWorks Corp, SolidWorks Data, Program Data SolidWorks, Dassault Systems, and Cosmos Applications. If it doesn't install these folders, you can go in and delete these manually. These are the registry keys that SolidWorks uses. If the advanced option didn't remove these keys, you could go in and actually either rename or remove these keys from your registry. Please be very careful when you go into to edit your registry. Make sure you do a backup of the registry before you ever change any of your registry items. So in this situation, HKCU stands for HKey current user, and HKLM stands for HKey local machine, and these are those registry entries. So when you go in to edit your registry, basically you're going to do a run command, and you're going to type regedit to get to the registry editor. This is what the registry editor looks like. It looks like a file browser. The first thing you're going to want to do is use an export to back up the registry and save it into somewhere on your directory, and then make sure that gets backed up off of your directory after that. Once you've done the backup, then you can start navigating into these folders. So if you look into this particular image here, you'll see that we've navigated into current user, software, and then now we're down here at SolidWorks. And we're going to either delete or rename those. The last thing you're going to do is restart the computer, log in as local admin, make sure you disable your antivirus temporarily, and start the SolidWorks installation with setup.exe. If you've done a download, that's the same file. It's going to end up in your SolidWorks download files, or you'll be starting it from your DVD. Your installation manager will come up, and you will start an individual installation if you're doing a standalone installation. You're going to put your license for your SolidWorks product in here. If you have other licenses for, let's say, SolidWorks Simulation or Flow, then you can add those in also. These are the products that have been selected to install. You can change them here and remove or add more of the products that you want to put in. You can turn on your background downloader or turn it off. You can change your install location, which I don't recommend, and you can change your toolbox options. So once you start the installation process, you'll see it starts putting in the prerequisite software. This particular installation is using the C++ 2010 redistributable. There's the .NET framework prerequisite, and then now it's proceeding into installing SolidWorks. The last thing after the install is completed is you want to go ahead and do a restore settings on your SolidWorks installation. So you want to turn on SolidWorks, make sure it's activated. The first thing it's going to do is ask you to activate over the internet. Once you have it activated, you can restore your templates and data folders that you backed up earlier, your toolbox folders, templates, sheet formats, and so forth from backup. You want to use the copy settings wizard, but use the other button that says load settings to make sure that it loads your settings there. And run your SolidWorks RX, make sure your graphics card driver is up to date, turn your antivirus software back on, and then just do a complete restart of the computer. So here's a quick recap of what we've covered today. We've talked about computer maintenance, how to physically clean your computer, what types of things you should back up, how to update your software, how to uninstall and remove SolidWorks, how to use the cleanup tools to clean up your disk drive and make it a little bit more efficient, how to do a clean SolidWorks install, and how to restore the backed up settings that you have had before. Now, I wish my garage looked like this, but thank you very much for your time today, and I appreciate it. Again, my name is Dennis Barnes, and what I'm going to do for a little bit is I'm going to leave up a SolidWorks process slide for showing how to to do the clean install steps. So if you get a chance, I'll give you a little bit of time here to copy these down before I sign off today. Thank you very much.